So, if you remember the one time that we went down to the beat. Oh, hey, welcome to Podcast 11. Sorry, you almost got to hear another great story. Eric and Gabriel coming back to you again.
Hello.
We just want to say how thrilled we are. The podcast number 10 with the video for the first time is blowing up. I mean, we've got more followers on Facebook at the Two Old Pirates. If you look us up on Facebook, we have at least 180 views, 182 views already in 5 days, which is 50 to 55% higher than any of our other podcasts. So we really like to thank you very much on tuning in. And we're going to try to cut these down to about 30 minutes podcast so that you guys can go ahead and enjoy it and watch all the way through without being too bored. We're also going to go back to a little bit of the original formula that we had with some quick 5-minute things, like favorite things, stories of the past that you will not believe actually happened but did. And we're going to try to put some of the old formula in instead of just that dry politics, coronavirus, different things like that. We're going to try to get back to the old ways a little bit because it seemed like a lot of people did like those things. So if you do like those, number one, subscribe, comment, and share. And please do this. If you have a Google account, all you have to do is go onto YouTube. And I know some people are so afraid of signing up for YouTube and stuff like that, but literally we want you as our subscribers so that as soon as we have a video put out, we don't have to chase you down. It'll automatically come to you. So all you have to do is just go and use your Google account, log into YouTube, go to Two Old Pirates, hit that red button that says subscribe, and bam, you're one of the, we've got 155 right now. When we first started this game, did you think we'd get anybody?
No, this has just started out as something that we both, I think, would enjoy doing. And after a couple of weeks, we thought, hey, maybe we're on to something here. But no, it's a lot of fun for us. But on the subscription to the Two Old Pirates, is there any other Two Old Pirates?
We have Two Old Pirates on Twitter. We have Two Old Pirates on Facebook. We're going to set up an Instagram, and we neither one of us have ever had a Snapchat because we're not these young teenagers, but we're thinking about opening up a Snapchat to get more people involved that way. Trying every possible way that we can to go and get people involved.
But on the YouTube, if they go into YouTube, some people ask me, are y'all the only Two Old Pirates, or could they come across someone else's Two Old Pirates?
We're the only Two Old Pirates. Okay. We're the only ones. So yeah, if you go to YouTube and you type in Two Old Pirates, you can watch our videos. But you can't really subscribe unless you log in. So some people don't understand that, or they're afraid to sign up, or they're reluctant. All I'm saying is, if you have a Google account, which most people have a Gmail account, simply just sign into that, go straight up to YouTube. You'll already be in your Google account. And when you go there, type in Two Old Pirates, when it pops up, hit that red button, and you'll be one of the lucky subscribers. I'm thinking about possibly doing something for the 200 subscriber, because for the 100 subscriber, we gave them something special. So if you're the 200, then right now we're at 155, so we still got 45 away. But if you're the 200, then I know that you are the 200th, and we somehow figure that out, then yes, you'll get a prize. So we did that for the 100th. If we get to 200, we'll do that for every 100. So that's up to you guys to go ahead and please do that for us. From the bottom of our heart, we enjoy doing this. We love reaching out to you guys. We like positive and negative comments. But we do need you to go ahead and log in, get to YouTube, and hit subscribe. That would make our day. So we're in spring break, so we thought we'd do some light stuff now. Gabriel did want to discuss a little bit about the coronavirus. It is still out there. We see people that are on both sides of the aisle, people that are going out there and buying huge amounts of hand sanitizer. They're buying up toilet paper, different things like that. And then you have the people on the other side saying, there's no reason to be afraid of this. It's not that big of a deal. And I think you've got to somewhere be in the middle, because it is a new strain, and we don't know what it could possibly do. And you say, well, there's only, like as of right now, I think I looked at the update, and we're over 600 cases in the United States. Well, I remember in my class when we first started checking on this, there was like 5, and then there was like 6. Now we're at 600. And you might still sit there and say that's not a big number, but I do want to let you know that 2 important people in our government, Ted Cruz, who's our senator here in the state of Texas, he is now self-quarantined himself as of yesterday. And then today, Cooper, Representative Cooper, I believe from Georgia, he is self-quarantining himself also. So if it's not that big of a deal, and it's like the flu or the common cold, that you don't self-quarantine yourself, you might wash your hands, you might stay inside because you don't feel good and stuff, but you still might go to the store. They're making sure that they're quarantining themselves inside their own homes. So that is the only reason why I'm saying, if they're so concerned about it, why are you not concerned about it?
Well, like you and I were talking earlier, So let's say I start feeling, because I don't know what the symptoms are, right? I mean,
Gabriel came up with some really good points. I hope that you guys really, really listen to this, whether you're on one side or the other. Listen to what this man has to say right there, because they are very, very intelligent.
well, I was saying, let's just say that, I start feeling ill. I don't know if it's the flu. I think it's the flu, right? But it could be the coronavirus. So I'm going to go, because I haven't been told to go anywhere else. So I'm just going to go to my doctor, the clinic, the ER. And if it turns out that I do have the virus, then I've just infected everybody that's
Or
been in.
you possibly could have infected people there.
Possibly.
And the thing is, some people that are there might have underlying medical conditions, or they're
Right.
elderly, which those are the people that are saying most likely that could possibly die from this. So, he's in his 40s, comes down with what he thinks is a cold, maybe the flu, puts it off for a couple days, doesn't know, goes in for the swab, if they do have it, because I don't even think most doctors or hospitals have this. They said they were going to set
The
up.
testing kit, you mean?
Yeah, the $8.6 billion that I believe the Congress asked for to go ahead and
Yeah.
send out so that we could test people. I don't think that's probably everywhere yet because it's so soon. But the thing is, if I go to my family practitioner, if I go to my regular doctor and he doesn't have that there, he's going to swab me for the regular flu. If it doesn't come out the flu, they're like, well, it might be corona, so you might have to go here to Austin or you might have to go here to Houston or we'll send it off for you or something. So at that point, like Gabriel was saying, we don't know what we have. And then if you do have it, if I've been coughing or sneezing or wiping my nose or something in the waiting room, and an elderly person is down after me and some of that is still in the air, they breathe that in and they've got underlying things like diabetes or emphysema, COPD, anything like that, heart disease, and then they die because of it. That's the only thing that he was bringing up, like, you're going to your regular doctor because you're supposed to do that, but if you're infected and you don't know that and they can't test it, then how do they know to tell you what to do? So,
Well, like I said, it's scary because I'm not gonna. Of course, I don't think I have the coronavirus, right? I got the flu, so I'm gonna go see the doctor. But this is just one person. In the United States, look how many people would do the same thing that I would do. Go to your doctor, go to a clinic, go to an ER. You go down there. It turns out that you test positive for the virus. How many other people have been infected by me entering in to an ER and not just the people sitting out there. You got the workers, the health people that are helping you when you go into the doctors, the nurses, the front desk. There's just a lot of things. I think we've got to take this a little bit more serious. Could be that what they're saying is true. Hey, you're not going to die from it, okay, but it's still going to continue to spread. You need to contain this coronavirus is what you need to do. And I haven't heard too much about how we're going to do that yet. And I don't think there's a plan in place. So sitting here today, I think it's going to continue to spread. And we're probably going to continue to see more of this. So when I hear somebody say it's not that serious, it is serious. And if it's not to that point yet, it's going to get there. But I think we're already there. So I like to know what the plan is to make sure that if you want to go get tested, this is where you need to go, and not go into a public place like a clinic that may have 25, 30 people in
the
there.
other thing is that there's a well-known doctor in Toronto, and he sent out this Facebook message. And so he's certified. He's an actual doctor. He's not some meme or something like that. And he did say, I looked him up, and he is an official doctor, so I didn't want to just run with something that's not true. But he did say that every single time somebody feels like they're coming down with something, if you rush to the ER or to your doctor, you're taking up a possible spot for somebody who's actually sick, not with coronavirus, just with anything, and you're getting in their way because you think you might have something, and then what happens is it's just a common cold. It's going to run 3 to 5 days, and you'll get over it. So the thing is, what happens when we're swamped at hospitals? The nurses, the ER doctors, the regular family practitioning doctors, the nurses there, all the different people that work. If everybody gets into a frantic panic about this and they run to the doctor with the first sign of sniffles, thinking, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die," that's where we run into the problem of having people that are really, really sick that really do need attention, not getting attention as soon as they possibly could because people are running there under the fear of what's going on. So I understand when people are out there saying it's the media or it's just people trying to scare us and stuff. I understand where they're coming from, but Americans in general are human, and they're human beings like all over the earth, and people get intimidated and shocked and scared by certain things that they don't have any control over. If you have control over something, you can kind of deal with it a little bit better than if it's just in the air. And so if it's by somebody's hand, well, like I said, if we have our own government officials quarantining themselves, what does that tell the average American? That
Right.
means maybe it's a little bit tougher, this virus, than we first thought. So I also want to give a shout out to we're at Small Planet Deli and Bakery here on Saratoga. It's 5625 Saratoga Boulevard. My wife and I and my boys come here to eat all the time. This is the first time really Gabriel's been here.
In Corpus Christi, Texas.
In Corpus Christi on Saratoga, right across from Spawn and a couple of the other places. It's in a little strip mall near Walgreens and stuff, but they have wonderful sandwiches, soups, pizzas, baked potatoes, salads, desserts up the wazoo. They got everything that you ever want. So they're allowing us to come in here and do our podcast on days that we can have Gabriel make it up to Corpus, and also our producer Benny to come in. So it's called Small Planet Deli and Bakery, and it's on 5625 Saratoga in Corpus Christi, Texas, and I highly recommend them. So let's get on to some fun stuff.
Let's go.
I have some stuff written down. Okay, so one thing I want to talk about is my dad always told me that there was a difference between ignorance and stupidity, and I might have said this on earlier podcasts, but I was looking up some things that a lot of people really believe in or they don't know, and they're just not right. It's just not right. And when you try to explain to them, they're like, no, you don't understand, Wolf. And I'm like, no, this is actually the facts. One of them is that during Prohibition, if you guys remember what that was from your history classes, there's about just over a decade period there where alcohol consumption, the production, the sale of anything, it was illegal in the United States. So all alcohol was illegal. What happened was there's still so many people making illegal alcohol and doing different things like that, that what the federal government did is, when you don't think the government can screw with us, the United States government poisoned and killed over that time period at least, this is the count they've got so far, of course there's probably many more of these that we don't know, at least 10,000 Americans during Prohibition that were drinking alcohol that we poisoned. The government literally went in and they found these huge vats of whiskey or different things that were sitting there, and they poisoned it because they figured if enough people died from drinking alcohol, not only was it prohibited, but also you'd have people afraid to drink any form of alcohol because they could possibly die from it. They didn't know the government was the one poisoning it. They thought it was just like bad batch. But they literally, we know officially, at least 10,000 of our U.S. citizens that have all the amendments in the Constitution that are their rights were killed by the U.S. government to try to scare people into not drinking. That's how far we were trying to push Prohibition as alcohol is the worst thing in the world. Another thing, a lot of people, when you see your money and you see In God We Trust on the back, you think it's just always been there. What happened is we had a thing in the 1950s called the Red Scare. And so because of that, we said, how can we get God and religion back into America more, due to the fact that, we were up against, communist Russia and China, and that, under communist rule, there is no religion, so therefore you're atheist. And so they passed the bill in 1956 to put on the back of our money, In God We Trust. So if you look at money pre-1956, it's not there, which means that we had been printing money since the late 1700s, 1800s, 1900s, and then in 1956 we said, hey, we'll change everything. So most of us have always grown up with In God We Trust. That's just the way that it's always been that way. We didn't understand that that was a political thing. It was a political thing to go ahead and try to make us more God-like, more God-fearing. And so therefore we did that. The other thing that we also did is in 1954, that's when we put under God in our Pledge of Allegiance. Up until then, there was no saying about God anywhere in the Pledge of Allegiance. So you had two different things happen within a 2-year period of time where we really pushed, I would say, Christianity on the American people, which, people talk about separation of church and state and stuff. But we literally coined money and printed money with God on it, and we literally had the Pledge of Allegiance have God in it, because we were fighting the Red Scare so bad. I don't understand the term. So we were so amped up to try to defeat them in every way. The space race, conquering different lands, deposing dictators. All the way to we had to say it in our classrooms every single day. So those are two things that a lot of people just think have always just been. They haven't. Third thing, in the Bible, a lot of people think that Adam and Eve, that the fruit was an apple. Nowhere in the Bible does it say it's an apple. So a lot of people just think it's an apple, it's just been passed down. What happened is it's because when the Romans with Latin were transcribing out of Aramaic the writings of that time period, they used a word that could be used for fruit, or it also stood for apple. So what happened is some scribes, as they were writing it, wrote it down and thought apple. Adam must have been eating an apple. Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. Actually, they believe biblical scholars, especially Jewish scholars, since the Old Testament is written primarily for Jewish people, and then of course Christianity took it too, is that it's a fig. A fig. That's the fruit that they think more than likely, if there was a Garden of Eden and an Adam and Eve, that the fruit is not an apple. Another thing,
Did you say if there was an Adam and Eve?
Huh?
Is that what you said? If there was an Adam and Eve?
Yes, if there was an Adam and Eve. Okay, I mean, we're talking about whatever people's beliefs are. The other thing is, what I run into all the time, and these are kids that are in my classes that have no clue about this, and Gabriel knows the difference between this because he's older and stuff, but people don't understand, some people, that Catholics and Protestants are all Christians. They think Catholics are something unique over here, and that there's. So I'll hear people say, I'm a Christian. I'm like, oh, okay. And they're like, but I'm not Catholic. I'm like, oh, you're just saying that you're Protestant. They're like, no, Catholics aren't Christian, they're Catholic. And they really don't know. And I'm like, well, the first church ever created was the Catholic Church. And that's why the Holy Roman Empire turned to Christianity and stuff. There was no such thing as Protestant. So if you're a Baptist, Episcopalian, Methodist, Church of Christ, Mormon, Jehovah, anything that you can think of that's a Christian but not Catholic Christian, you came later. Okay, that was after the Anglican Church with Henry VIII and stuff. But the whole thing to me is that people still think that Catholics are not Christian, or I've talked to Christians that say, oh, if you're not Catholic, you're not a Christian. And I'm like, no, they're both Christian. So I just want to get that out of the way. And the last one I want to touch on, and there's I don't know, hundreds of people that I've run into during my life that believe this. Human blood is never blue. It is never blue. Our human blood is red when it's in the veins, when it's in the heart, even when it hits. A lot of people think it's blue until it hits oxygen, and then it turns red. It is always red. So if anybody that's listening to this has ever thought those 5 things about, well, I told you about the 10,000 Americans that were killed. That blew me away when I first heard about that. But about in God we trust and under God, those things have not been forever, always there. Catholics and Protestants, we're all Christians. And last, that human blood, it's always red. It's never been blue. It's never going to be blue.
It's always going to be red.
And there's people that will argue with you, saying, I swear to God, if you look, it shows greenish blue. That's light reflecting off your skin. This has nothing to do with the actual color inside the vein.
It's safe to say it's red.
No, it's official that it is red. So I wanted to go and talk a couple things with Gabriel about this, because I know we're going to probably argue over this a little bit. I want to write down, because we both love music, right? And a lot of people, most people love music, whether it's country and western, or if it's rap or jazz or classic rock, something like that. But I want to write down the 5 most overplayed songs that are considered classic rock. Things that you might hear like on an oldies radio station, and then 5 modern overplayed songs, and see which ones we don't like. I thought he has no idea, he has nothing about this, so we're going to bounce it off of each other. All right. So we're going to do the 5 classic songs.
I don't like when you do that to me. Put me on the spot.
Well, this is cool, ready? All right. Number 1, Freebird by Leonard Skinner.
I like it.
I don't. So
and I still like it today.
That's good.
That's a good song.
I don't like that song.
What is it about it that you?
I think they just play it too much because.
Oh, so it's not that you don't like it. It's just it's played a lot.
It's played so much I dislike it now.
I still like it.
Okay. Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen.
Not really.
See, the thing is, I don't mind it every now and then, but especially with the movie that came out and stuff, it got replayed all over again, and with Wayne's World when it came in. So I'm like, it's okay. You have to have a certain setting, maybe other people in the car, like from Wayne's World, where you can sing with them and stuff. But if you I'm not going to listen to it.
No, I wouldn't want to hear it. I wouldn't want to hear it over and over and over.
So I'm going to give that a question mark, because Don't Stop Believing Journey.
Oh, that's a great song.
So too overplayed. especially when they came
No,
out.
no,
Yes,
no.
yes. They had bigger hits that were better songs, and because freaking somebody decided on Glee or whatever the stupid show was to replay it, it's an okay song, but
It's a great song.
It was a great song, and it's overplayed.
That's your opinion, right?
That's a fact.
No, that's overplayed. You know, there's the younger generations, they love that song.
Yeah, because it's a freaking Glee, dude. That's what song. They say, hey, name 5 songs by Journey or Sheep.
Yeah, they just know that,
They're
yeah.
like, Don't Stop Believing.
Yeah.
Don't Stop Believing.
But you know
Don't Stop
what freaks me out though is that, you know, it was played because we were listening to that song when I was in elementary, and I'll tell you, I hear the younger generation, high school kids today. That's one song that they do love.
So, Hotel California, the Eagles.
Same thing.
Don't like it.
God,
And it's just
that is an awesome
don't
song.
like it.
Oh my goodness.
Overplayed, played too much. Maybe I should have put down the most five most overplayed classic songs.
Well, 4 of the 5 I would never get tired of listening to.
Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin.
Nah,
Same.
I can go without that one.
But you guys already know if you've ever watched any of them, I freaking hate Led Zeppelin.
How do you know you were going to put that one in
I
there?
hate Led Zeppelin. Modern songs. Now, I'm not a modern person. You can ask this man across the thing. I will find a band that released a song like in '89. I'll be like, dude, this is like
Yeah.
new. And people will be like, well, that's 30 years ago. I'm like, but it's new to me.
Yeah.
I don't listen to a lot of the new stuff.
You
I don't
don't.
listen to the new rap. I don't
You didn't
listen
listen to the new songs when we were in high school. The modern music that was being played when we were in high school, you weren't into either.
There's a couple songs too. Okay, modern overplayed songs. Old Town Road by Lil Nas X.
Don't like it.
Hate it. Sucks. Number 2, I've Got a Feeling by Black Eyed Peas. I got a feeling.
No,
Me
no,
neither.
no,
The Shape of You by Ed Sheeran.
nope.
Neither. You're Beautiful by James Blunt. You're beautiful.
No,
It's true. See, did you hear the pipes?
no.
Saw your face. You know, that's a song by a guy. He's like a creeper. He's on a bus checking out this hot chick, and he's all like, I know I'll never be with her, and I'm admiring how beautiful she is, but he's like, it's way too long of a song about, I mean, a lot of people, one song that I was going to put on an overplay, but I do like is Every Breath You Take by the Police. That's an obsession song.
I like
If
that
you listen
song.
to- I mean, people have that played at their like weddings, and they don't understand if you listen to the words. It's an obsession song. He's like after her. He's like chasing her. And what's the word I'm looking for when you're not obsessed, but you're. I mean, he could be a killer. So he's like, every breath you take, every move you make, I'll be watching
Yeah.
you. I mean, she's already left the relationship, and then he's like he's creeping.
Yeah, I wouldn't play that song.
And
at
the
a
last
wedding.
one, Drake, God's Plan.
I like that
I
song.
don't like this song.
I do like that song. Surprisingly, when I first heard that song come out, the kids would play it over and over. Not my children, but kids that I work with kids, and they would play it over and over. It got to a point where I said, "Hey man, go play Drake, man. I want to hear it." So I would never get tired. I really like that song.
I hate that. I hate Drake.
So out of the 5 modern songs, there wasn't even one that you would
No,
be able to
I
pass.
don't like modern music. Just the way I-
Then why even go? We should have just said, you
Yeah,
know
I
what?
was gonna ask you.
One out of
I
the
looked
last
at-
one, Drake, God's Plan.
I
The
looked
other
at
4,
top
no.
5 most overplayed modern songs, and they had other ones by Taylor Swift or Katy Perry and stuff. But I went with ones that. All right, so we're gonna do a quick top 5 facts that you might not know.
On the way home, I'm going to listen to Drake, God's Plan.
You do that.
Yeah.
I won't. All right.
I'm going to.
Did you know that stretching before and after exercising, whether it's basketball, football, anything like that, does nothing to reduce muscle soreness?
I don't think you and I ever stretched when we played
Oh, I'm not
ball.
saying me. I'm just
Me
saying
neither.
all these guys saying you need to stretch, you need to stretch, you need to stretch. That might be so that they don't pull a muscle, but it's not going to help you feel any better. It doesn't help with muscle soreness. Number 2, this is kind of gross, but there are people that are. I'm not going to name any states because I don't want to lose any followers. You'd always heard, what happens if you were to have a baby with your first cousin?
Ooh.
Besides being disgusted by that,
Yeah.
there's always been this
Yeah.
old wives' tale that they'll be deformed, right?
Right.
They have a high chance. It's actually only a 5 to 6% chance with your first cousin, if you have a child, that anything will be wrong. Which they said is on the same average as a woman who decides to have her first child at the age of 40.
Yeah.
So at the age of 40, if you're a female and you've had business or you just have never been able to get pregnant at 40, you have the same chance as two first cousins having a kid, having something wrong. And the average baby across all age groups, races, everything, there's a 3-4% chance of every pregnancy having something wrong. So if you think about it, you meet somebody from another foreign country, I mean, nowhere near your family, and you guys are going to have a baby and she gets pregnant. There's a 3-4% chance something could be wrong with that fetus. Yet if you walk across the street to your first cousin and you guys knock the boots illegally or whatever, it's only a 5 to 6. We're talking about 1 to 2 percentage points. And so for the longest time, I've always heard as soon as if a first cousin decides to do something that's disgusting, the baby's going to have like 8 heads, 9 legs.
Yeah,
that's what it doesn't work that way. So the thing is, you can literally do something that's disgusting. So if any of our listeners are into stuff like wanting to date your own tree, no, let it branch out and find others. I'm fine. All right. Did you know that milk does not increase mucus even when you're sick? A lot of people say if you drink it, it'll produce more. Does not in any way produce more mucus.
That's nice to know.
We all know this one. If you pop your knuckles, people used to tell you what happens. It's going to give you arthritis and stuff. It's nothing. It's just the air inside the knuckle. You just pop it. It doesn't do anything, and it fills back up with this type of. Anyways, and the last thing is, a lot of people say once you start getting sick, even Vinny's mom that I've talked to has told me, man, once you get sick, you take a whole bunch of vitamin C, it'll help cure it faster, and then you basically just urinate it out. So you take a bunch of vitamin C, like orange juice, vitamin C pills, and stuff like that, and it'll help the cold faster. Actually, no, once you've already got the cold, it does nothing. You have to be taking it ahead of time.
Before you take
it
the
ahead of
cold.
time, you can then close the gap of how long.
Not once you have it, but once you have it,
the vitamin C will not matter.
I knew that.
Okay, so we're going to do our 5 quick lightning round questions with Gabriel. He, of course, has no idea what these are dealing with.
Again, I don't like when he does this.
And then we'll do the quick short story, and we'll do a little bit about Disney and their pervertedness. And then we'll be done with this short podcast. 5 quick questions with Gabriel. Van Halen or Van Hagar?
Van Halen.
Okay. So you liked it better with David Lee Roth than with Sammy Hagar?
It's the original.
Okay, I also said Van Halen.
Now, I like them both, but David Lee, man, they were jamming back in the day. And I saw something today on TV about Eddie Van Halen and his history. It's amazing that you bring that up now.
All right, number 2. From when you were a little kid all the way up till now, if you had to pick your favorite way to listen to music, whether it be a record player, a cassette, a CD, streaming on Spotify, not the easiest, but your favorite way to have listened to music, what was it?
Cassette.
Why is that?
I don't know. If I look back, I mean, it's easier
That's
now
what
with
you
the
started
streaming,
with.
but when I did the CDs, and I mean, I went way back to 8-tracks. The 8-tracks were horrible because you just had to just wait and listen to the song, right? So when that happened, it was like, oh, God, I got to listen to this song to get to the song I actually want to listen to. But then when cassette came in, that was the very next thing, right? I mean, I could actually, rewind, fast forward. So I remember myself thinking, man, this is awesome. And of course, it came in with CDs. So to me, that's when I first started getting to the cassettes. It was great.
To me, why cassettes were much more fun was due to the fact that you had to almost like listen to all the songs. You could fast forward.
8-track was when I had to listen.
If you bought a brand new cassette by a band that you liked and you put it in, you might start listening to one song, and if you didn't like it, you're like, I really want to hit that. If you're doing something else, you're not going to go over there and fast forward, hit stop, fast forward, stop. So you might listen to the whole thing. You might actually find songs that you liked that you might nowadays with the CD or with Spotify, you can just skip it. Like if you don't like the first 4, I don't like the vibe. It's just you might miss out on a good song. Back then, we used to kind of like listen to the whole thing. Now this might be a little hard for you. The grossest thing you've ever tasted. Something that you taste and you're like, that's just disgusting.
When I was a kid, I didn't like peas. I still don't like them today.
Peas?
Yeah.
Peas.
And you know what? And at school, I don't know if you remember, but when we went to lunch in elementary, we had to eat at least a little. I remember my teachers telling me, you got to eat a little bit of everything. So I would move the peas like I ate because I couldn't stand them, and I still can't stand them today.
What about if some high was laying there naked and she said, you have to eat these peas off my body?
Oh, I'll eat them then. But that's an incentive. That's a good incentive to
You
eat.
have to sacrifice for that. You sacrifice for that.
But just putting them on a
Sorry, I
plate.
had to bring it back.
But just putting them on a plate and telling me to eat them now. I really didn't like
So,
these.
come on, Gabriel,
No.
you need to see this. Come on.
See, it would be her. It'd be her voice.
My grossest taste ever would probably be liver.
Liver.
Liver and onions.
Ooh.
Okay, who's a bigger influence in the world? Now, I know you're going to be biased, but I want you to be able to mind this. Michael Jordan or Michael Jackson?
Repeat it again.
Who is a bigger influencer on the world? Michael Jordan or Michael Jackson?
Jordan.
How can you say that? Not everybody plays basketball, but more people listen to Michael Jackson.
Well, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. I know you should be biased because we both love
no,
basketball.
it really wasn't that. It's when you said it to me. Just the accusations.
Oh, no, not that. I'm talking about when they're at their biggest. Not about later on and stuff. I'm talking about when they're at their biggest. If Michael Jordan was to go to
You're talking about when
you have
Michael first came.
Jackson
Oh no,
concert.
Michael obviously had the
I mean,
bigger
how much
impact. Had the
money
big.
did-
Yeah, no. Well, he had the big. I mean, to me, because I like basketball, would have been Jordan, right? But yeah, overall, I would think that Michael had the bigger impact because
I
it
wasn't
was
trying to go into
okay.
that.
Yeah, no, then I would say for me it was still Michael, but if who had the bigger influence to me, I would say between both of them, Michael obviously.
Okay, the last one, a food you've never eaten.
I'm not sure because everything I've been just about everything, I guess.
So you had like.
Give me an example. Give me something.
Well, I'm gonna say I've never had menudo.
Oh, see, I've had menudo.
Well,
I'm gonna
I've
have to
never
make
had-
sure you get some menudo.
Huh?
I'm gonna make sure. What's wrong with it?
Dude, it's cow intestine, man.
It's
You
good.
no reason to eat that part of the cow.
It's good.
No.
It's good. And there are other people
There's no reason
too.
to eat cow tongue.
Oh man, that
Barbacoa?
stuff's good,
There's no
man.
reason to eat that. That's the skin. That's the face of the pig.
That's good.
I mean,
I've eaten it all.
I mean, if we're
Give
out
me
in-
something and I'll tell
If we're
you.
out in the desert, starving, and they say you gotta eat this cow's tongue or you're gonna die, yeah, I'll do it then. But to choose to do that?
Yeah, we choose to do it all the time.
Okay, would you ever eat like mountain oysters?
Well, I like oysters, but
No, mountain oysters.
what is that?
That's a cow's testicle, a bull's balls.
Probably not. Probably not.
But you eat every other part of it?
Well, I've never. I mean,
Is this an anti-gay thing?
I grew up with eating menudo since I was a kid, so
Okay, so you would not eat bull testicles.
I don't think I would.
The sad thing is you're still like, I don't think I would. All right, real quick, I'll tell you a quick short story. Everybody said they like stories in the old. I'm going to go tell you about James and the Band-Aid. All right? James, who's up in heaven, he's one of the original Rockport Celtics members. We were good friends. He was working at Burger King in Rockport, and I was supposed to come by and pick him up one night. So I drive over to Burger King, go in, and I get like Dr. Pepper something, I'm sitting there chilling and stuff, and he comes out the back, and he's going, my finger. I was all like, what's the matter? He's all like, I don't know, man. He's all, I had a really bad cut on it. I think I got like some salt or something, and it hurts really. And he had a really good gash on his finger, a really good cut, where he had been like slicing tomatoes or something, cut his finger. So I said, oh man, well you need to go ahead. And so he runs in the bathroom, washes it off, not a big deal and stuff. But he comes back, and as he comes back, I'm like, when did you cut it? And he's all, I don't know, about like 3 or 4 hours ago. And I was all like, you cut it here at work? And he's all, yeah. And I was all like, you didn't put anything on it? He's all, well, yeah, no, they took me in the back and they had like a first aid kit. We washed it off with some hydrogen peroxide. They put some triple antibiotic ointment and they wrapped it with a Band-Aid. And he's all, I'm gonna go clock out. So after he gets done clocking out, he comes back to me and I'm still sitting there and I have this real puzzled look on my face. I'm like, what's going on? And he's all like, he asked me what's going on. And I was like, where's the Band-Aid? And he's all like, what? I said, you said that they put a Band-Aid on your finger. When I came to see you to pick you up, you were complaining that it hurt. So something was getting in there. Why wasn't there a Band-Aid covering it? And he goes, oh, crap. And what had happened was it had slid out into a burger at some point just before I got there. And right when we're about to walk out, a truck is pulling up, and a guy gets out. He's all, "Gosh dang it, mother freaking son of a brother!" He's cussing, and James walks past him. He's all, "Can I help you, sir? I just got off." And he's like, "There's a goddamn mother freaking," and these were curse words, of course. He's all, "There's a bloody Band-Aid in my Whopper. I took a bite out of that son of a bitch." And he's all, "I'm sorry about that, sir." And we walked to the car and drove away, and he quit the next day because he thought he was going to be fired. So his pussy, bloody, triple antibiotic ointment Band-Aid slipped off into a burger as he was making it. And unfortunately, a man bit into that.
And that's a true story, isn't
That
it?
is a true
That's
story.
a true story.
Swear to God, that's a true story. And I was like, damn.
People
Okay,
are-
last thing, then we'll be done. We'll sign off. How many minutes are we at?
35.
Okay, so I got to do this kind of quick because we said we're going to try to do a 30-minute one. Real quick, Disney, for those of you out there that have children and you like them to watch Disney movies, Disney is a very supposedly wholesome thing, but there are different things in the movies that if you do look up, you find out that there were some artists or people that worked on the movies that decided to slip sexual innuendos in. First thing, if you ever watch The Lion King, there's a certain scene in the movie where one of the lions sits down or lays down on the ground. When he looks up, there's a big cloud up in the sky. If you look very, very close, it looks like the word S-E-X is spelled out in the cloud. Now, Disney went back and said, "Oh no, we were saying for special effects, we put S-F-X in there." But I've seen a still of it, and it looks like sex. So I'm just letting you know, Disney says, "Oh, it was just a screw up. We put SFX because we're so proud of our special effects department that we decided to put it in this cloud." It does look like sex. Another thing, the movie with the two little bitty mice called The Rescuers, in a certain part of that movie, when they're going through the town, they're on the back of the bird, a condor, I believe it is. They're flying through. There's a still image that if you image it, stop it at the right moment, which you can't because in 1999 when they released it on video, they took this scene out. There is a picture of a nude woman inside one of the apartment buildings as they're flying through the city that she's nude from the waist up. You can see everything. That's kind of peculiar that in 1977 they had released a movie and somebody on the artist thing would put a single clip of the film as they're going through, if you pause it at the right moment, which means that there's somebody since 1977 that had that movie that did this or something. So yes, that is an actual thing. There is a nude woman. Little Mermaid, everybody knows about this. On the cover photo, on the cover art, an artist who was about to be fired by Disney thought he would get his revenge on them. And on the cover photo, there is definitely sexual things drawn on the castle. It's been a well-known thing for like 30 years now that it's on there, and the VHS tapes are going for hundreds and hundreds of dollars on eBay because they tried to pull all those VHS tapes and fix the artwork to where it doesn't look with the sexualization of the different parts of the kingdom. So that's just another one. And the last one, in Aladdin, I did not believe this, but some of my students told me. In Aladdin, there's a certain scene where Aladdin goes up to see Jasmine and he's on a flying carpet. And they said, "Did you know what he says during this part, Mr. Wolf?" And I said, "No, I have no idea." So they had a VHS copy. They brought it up to school because I did not believe this. I said, "No, Disney's a home family. No, they're not going to have anything like this." And they turned it all the way up on one of those old time TVs to where like out of 100, it was at like 98. And when you turn it all the way up, he whispers something to Jasmine. And it was there. I heard it. I mean, it's a fact. I heard it. So somebody at Disney whispered something that is so untraceable that you'd have to turn it up all the way at that moment. And if you have one of the older VHS tapes, there is a sexual thing said between Jasmine and Aladdin. So Disney, take your kids, have a good time. Just don't leave them anywhere because you never know what's going to happen there.
I want to point out real quick, this is the voice of Vinny from Off Camera. I convinced Eric to go to the Goodwill with me before we taped this, just because I enjoyed buying useless crap. And he found a VHS copy of The Little Mermaid that has the phallic object in the castle. That's what started this conversation, is that he was lucky enough to pick that one out of the bin and showed it to me, and we both had a good laugh over that. And I was like, that's something you got to talk about on the show, is all the different times that somebody at Disney was doing something dirty.
And so yes, those go for hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And if I did get this one. I already promised him 10% of it since he found it. So, anyways, we want to go ahead and say thank you for
Thank you.
viewing for this podcast. We hope that by being shorter, you'll watch the whole thing. Remember, subscribe, share, comment. We love it. Peace. See you
Peace
later.
out.